Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome to World This Morning. Ramazan Mubarak to everyone out there. I am your host Hajra Sati and joining me is my wonderful co-host Fahim Bangesh. Assalamu alaikum Fahim and Ramazan Mubarak to you and everyone out there.
Walaikum assalam, Ramazan Mubarak to you too. It's so wonderful being here once again.
Yes.
And what a lovely morning. The weather has turned the tables and we're now watching rain, we're now watching low temperature. It's amazing out there. For all those people living in Islamabad, Rawalpindi and the vicinity cities, they'll definitely be experiencing this wonderful weather right now. But anyway, today also we have a very lovely, nice discussion in the studios. This will be about the rights of the Holy Quran upon a believer. And we will be talking about it, and I will take the liberty of introducing the guests in the studio. We have Professor Dr. Abdul Basit Mujahid, religious scholar. So, Assalamu alaikum and good morning.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Good morning.
And we've also been joined by Naat Khan, who happens to be Kaisar Ali. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the show. Okay, so we would like to take this opportunity, and obviously it's Ramadan, since Ramadan is coming to its conclusion and we are not very happy about it, so we would like to engross ourselves in spirituality, and we would request our Naat Khan to recite some Naat for us. Ji, ho jaye.
जो अली का नहीं, जो अली का नहीं, वो निगाहे नबी में भी क्या है। मुर्तज़ा से वफा, मुर्तज़ा से वफा दर हकीकत नबी से वफा है। जो अली का नहीं, मुहद्दस मुफस्सर ऐ शेखुल कुरान, बता तुझको किसने किया मुसलमान। मुहद्दस मुफस्सर ऐ शेखुल कुरान, बता तुझको किसने किया मुसलमान। वहदहू का पता सच बता तुझको किसने दिया है। जो अली का नहीं, तूने जो की ये मवादत नहीं, कसम से ये अजरे रिसालत नहीं। तूने जो की ये मवादत नहीं, कसम से ये अजरे रिसालत नहीं। उम्मती सच बता, क्या यही उस अता का सिला है। जो अली का नहीं, तालिब के बाबा के तालिब करो दुनिया मगलूब गालिब बनो तालिब के बाबा के तालिब बनो करो दुनिया मगलूब गालिब बनो ये है वो बाखुदा जिसको खुद मुस्तफा ने चुना है ये है वो बाखुदा जिसको खुद मुस्तफा ने चुना है जो अली का नहीं
जज़ाकल्लाह क़ैसर मियां, बहुत खूबसूरती से निभाया आपने.
थैंक यू सर.
So, like Hajra, we were talking to our viewers and talking about today's topic. It's going to be about the rights of Quran Kareem on a believer. Obviously, this is a book. It's the miracle of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that this Quran was revealed upon him, and that's a promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this book will remain unchanged throughout the times till the day of judgment comes in. And definitely that is a miracle. And but the thing is that Basit sir, we as believers, right, most of us, we take it for granted.
That's true.
We use the Quran, we keep it on top of shelves, we use it on weddings, we use it when somebody goes for traveling, or we would use it for recitation in the month of Holy Quran, but nothing beyond that.
And one of the important points, thank you so much for mentioning that, Fahim, is that we are living in a non-Arabic speaking society, right? So we do not know Arabic that much, and we do not strive enough to learn the Arabic in that sense. And that is creating a whole chasm between us and learning or truly understand the holy book of Quran, right? So sir, how can we interact with the Quran? Because I grew up in a family or in a society where Quran, like Fahim mentioned, is considered to be a very holy book, right? And obviously with the holiness it comes that not everyone has the capacity to fully understand it, to fully access that knowledge which is written in the Quran, right? So how do we interact and I mean align our life with the hukm shari, and which is obviously contemplated in Quran in a very detailed manner?
In fact, you see, we are just at the eve that we are concluding this Ramadan al-Mubarak. So, as we know that Ramadan al-Mubarak is in fact to celebrate Quran.
That's true.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent Shahru Ramadan alladhi unzila fi al-Quran. And the thing is that what we are having interaction with Quran, this is a big interrogative mark, as Hajra you were saying.
Yes.
So if we talk about the rights of Quran, so yes, this is right of Quran that we must respect. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in Quran, La yamassuhu illa al-mutahharun. Nobody can touch who is not purified. So that is at the place. There is a protocol how to recite, how to take it up. And here I just mentioned by just taking up the Quran, one of the Sahabi of Prophet, peace be upon him, his name was Ikrimah, Hazrat Ikrimah. So when he intended to recite Quran, he was just holding the Mus'haf, and so much riqqat, so much association with Allah, and so much feeling that this is words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He just holding that, and he start weeping. The tears were coming out of his eyes, and he used to say, Haza kalamu Rabbi, Haza kalamu Rabbi. This is the word of God. My Rabb, my Creator. So that is aura of Quran. When you just imagine that this is word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, having that old protocol with that. As you mentioned that today we have to talk about the rights of Quran. So first of all, the right is that we must believe in Quran, that this is word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as you mentioned that Quran itself challenges that if this is not word of Allah, so create create just ayah
Even one
or just surah.
verse.
Yes,
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 yes.
and that challenge still stands.
Yes.
So it shows that Quran is word of Allah, and you see, whatever is a protocol in that way. But right, I mentioned at the very beginning, Allah subhanahu wa taala is saying, Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ
لا
فِيهِ.
ريب فيه.
So you see, you just imagine and compare any piece of book or piece of writing. Any author other than Allah can claim this thing, that la rayba fi. There is nothing doubtful
no
in
doubt.
this book. You ask any author, any writer, he would not be that much confident. So that also reflects that there is nothing to be doubtful in this Quran. One thing is that yes, as at this first step, we all believe, alhamdulillah, Muslims, they all believe that this is word of Allah. Now the next thing where we are lacking, the second right of Quran, I would like to have a little bit more emphasis on that, is to recite it properly. You see, I just tell you that we as a whole, as a Pakistani nation, we are not reciting Quran properly.
That's
because we have not.
Do you mean with tajweed?
Yes, of course, of course. Yes. Whatever is a phonology and phonetics of Quran,
True.
that is tajweed. And as you mentioned, Fahim, tajweed means to purify, to what we could say, the thing to in a proper way. So tajweed is a science, one of the basic Quranic sciences, which has to be learned. And as my understanding as a student of Quranic sciences, I can say this thing that without proper recitation of Quran, one cannot properly offer prayers. So prayer,
the meaning changes,
yes,
for instance, qalb and kalb.
Yes, I am mentioning that. But you see, people are having this mindset, as Hajra was mentioning, that we have this belief. Some people, they know how to recite Quran, or they know its interpretation, so they're sufficient. They say, not like this. You see, my argument is that every Muslim has to offer 5 times prayers a day.
That's true.
So that portion which he or she has to recite in namaz, in salat, in prayer, that must be correctly pronounced, recited. So
Agreed.
it means that to learn tajweed is compulsory for every Muslim. And as you were mentioning, that Arabic language, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Arabiy Mubin. So why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has selected this language for his last message? Arabic is so rich. I just tell my audiences that, you see, audience, you know that in Arabic, only for horse, there is 100 words. 100 words. You see, in our languages, our local languages, or Urdu, or any language, you just remember or recall. We have 1 or 2 words.
Yes, maximum.
Two. So they have 100 words. That's why they were saying, all other those who are not Arab, they are saying that they are deaf and dumbs. Ajami. Ajam means what? Ajam means that they were claiming themselves that they are so rich, fasihul lisan. And others, they are Ajam because they have very what we could say poor languages in that sense, that they haven't that much vocabulary.
Right.
So having said this thing, so language is rich and sensitive too. As you were mentioning, that in the same surah Al-Baqarah, the first ruku, Khatam Allahu ala qulubihim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, their hearts are stamped.
That's true.
See, if somebody is saying Khatam Allahu ala qulubihim, instead of qulub, he is saying qulub. So it means that Allah forbids meanings. At the place of qalb, he is saying kalb. Kalb means dog.
Right.
So see, if somebody, and there is a protocol of Quran, and if somebody is intentionally mispronouncing Quran, that is kufr. Intentionally. If unintentionally he is reciting like this qalb, kalb, And one more crude example I must tell you that all of us at least having this in memory, Surah Nasr, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحِ. Very short surah.
Yes.
Nasr. This Nasr is with Sad.
Swad. Yes.
If somebody, and you know, lot of people they are reciting it Nasr. Because
Yes.
Nasrullah name, we recite, we have a name Nasrullah.
Yes.
Nasr. The Nasr with Sad is help.
Yes.
And Nasr with Seen, if you are pronouncing Seen, it means vulture.
Right.
So see, you are saying إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحِ instead of the Nasrullahi wal Fath. So how it horribly or terribly changes the meaning.
Right.
So if somebody is unintentionally, he is not knowing that he is doing this, even then he is gunahgar, he is sinful. So today I must say, and there is no limit of age.
That's true.
In any age one can at least this much learn tajweed that he could recite properly. And this is at present, this is very easy to learn. And
Yes.
this is my personal experience that just you have 50 hours of your life and proper teacher, proper mujawwid. See, what is our attitude towards Quran? Anybody, he is holding some chadar or some rumal on his shoulder, we are saying Qari Sahab.
Yes.
We are not saying Qari Sahab, Qari Sahab.
Qari Sahab.
Means Zarbe Qari. So, see, we are just taking our children to school. For years we are thinking that which school is proper,
True.
which chain of school is proper, which branch is proper, teachers are for which shape and grooming. And in that way we are, you see, a normal person who is doing BS. So how many years he is spending on this knowledge? And you see, we are also dealing with youth. So if even somebody is BS or master nowadays, so what is their level in their own discipline?
True.
I am just asking through this program to people, those our brothers and sisters watching this program, just take out 50 hours and they can properly learn how to recite Quran, one thing. So one thing is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Quran, وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا. So normally the translators of Quran, they are translating it that you have to recite Quran not so fast.
Right. Right.
But the original meaning, what Hazrat Ali Karamallah Wajh said, that what exactly is tartil? Tartil means you have to recite Quran according to tajweed. And tajweed, tajweed is a science, and in tajweed again Hazrat Ali Karamallah Wajh is the door of the city of knowledge.
Yes.
Yes.
So very concise. Hazrat Ali's sayings are very concise and having oceans of knowledge, in fact.
True.
So Hazrat Ali has summarized what exactly is tajweed, the second right of Quran.
Sure.
He is saying that at-tajweedu huwa makharij al-huruf wa ma'rifat al-wuquf. Two things: just to pronounce the letters of Quran properly from their origin, that is makharij.
Makharij.
And second thing is ma'rifat al-wuquf, how to do waqf. These two things are major crux of tajweed. So I, in this very precious moments of Ramadan, I must say that we all must learn Quran. The situation around is very horrible.
That's true. That's true.
I just tell you, in 80s, there is an institution in International Islamic University that is Dawah Academy, national institution.
Right.
Dawah Academy conducted a survey of the Imam Masajid of the biggest province of Pakistan, population-wise, Punjab.
Job.
So the results were horrible of that research and that survey. I must not say the exact figure, but that is horrible. Those who were leading the prayers, very few of them are reciting Quran properly. So this is a dilemma, big dilemma. You see, that multiplies. And see, normally even we are not consulting those who are in masajid. People are themselves, you see, we recite Quran in Pashto, we recite Quran in Sindhi, we recite in Quran in Punjabi, and so on and so forth.
Excellent.
That is not exactly Quran. So we have to think today in that perspective. This is the second right of Quran, and we all have to analyze our own selves. You see, we have now these gadgets are in our pockets. There are a lot of websites, applications where very easy learning of tajweed is available. So now we can't say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that there was no sources, there was no time. You see, just 2 days, 48 hours plus 2 hours, 50 hours. We cannot have 50 hours for this word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is not big deal. We have to do that. Right. And so we could do this second right. And if we talk about and going through the third right, so that third right is what you mentioning, Hajra, to understand Quran. I just remember, I think more than 2 decades ago, I wrote my first article. So that article was, the title still I remember was The Opening. So that was about Surah Al-Fatiha. So that was multi-time it was published. So what exactly I'm just re-quoting that thing. You see, one common tablet, that is paracetamol or Panadol. So we all, whether educated or not, we know that this is for fever and pain and something like that. Everybody knows that if we are just saying Panadol, 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 or paracetamol, paracetamol, it affects on our fever or not?
Not at all.
Not at all.
So we are doing the same thing with Quran.
Right, but Basit Sahab, you mentioned a very important point, especially when you talked about the dawah, and especially on the social media, we see that there are a lot of people who are actually engaged in dawah. But then again, they are adopting the methods which resemble that of PR and marketing methods, and these are not exactly methods to perpetuate the spirituality or to spread the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Because we would find so much content out there, and I always say that it is the era where we have the wealth of information, but we have the dearth of attention span or the dearth of wisdom actually. So who is eligible for the dawah in the first place? Because again, you highlighted a very dire state of the people, especially the ulama, because or the people who are leading the prayers, the faith leaders in our country, who are not even well versed with the actual pronunciation of the Quran, right? So for one who is eligible for this dawah, and secondly, what sort of a criteria is available in order to go through or I mean assess if someone is a good person to follow for the dawah?
A very appropriate query. In fact, the thing is that simply one thing is that, again, very simple example. If somebody is living in a rural side, in a remote area, and he's having some problem or pain in eye, some eyesight problem or anything like that, even he is not having degree or awareness, but that awareness is there, he would say that I must go to city because this is a sensitive issue. They will not go to any hakim or any quack or something, because this is issue of eyesight.
Yes,
they will go to a big city and then ask people who is the eye specialist.
Best doctor for that.
So one thing, the simple answer is a person who has devoted his whole life in learning Quranic sciences, having not only traditional degrees but modern degrees as well.
That's true.
And the thing is that how we search that. So again, Quran is guiding us. The Quran is saying, "Fas'alu ahla dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun." If you're not knowing anything, ask those who already know that.
That's true.
So the people we have lot of good universities in Pakistan. You must go to any university and any Islamic studies department, ask them that what site is proper to take guidance, where are the persons from whom we learn Quran. So this is what very necessary. And see, there are a lot of, in even media, you see, whether it is social media or proper media, let's say retired bureaucrats, whole their life is in somewhat else. Their
Right.
expertise are there
Right.
in bureaucracy, but after retirement they just go through a single translation of Quran. Let's say Marmaduk Pektal or Muhammad Zaid or anyone else, and they portray themselves as an expert on Quran. How come this is possible?
That cannot be. That cannot be.
If in other areas of life we are going for expertise.
Yes.
You see now in universities, if somebody is just entering into academia, he must possess a PhD degree in
That's
that
true.
particular
Field.
branch of knowledge.
Yes.
So, in fact, our own attitude as a whole is not, we are not spending on this, isn't it?
Yes.
You see, for schools,
Investing in that. Yes.
and what we are spending on that Qari Saab.
True.
So then what we expect from them. And another thing, now things are changing. People now well aware, well off people, they are also sending their kids to learn Quran. Before some time it was that if may Allah forgive me, that if some kid was not so sharp to be admitted in the school
Yes.
or having some
He would
physical challenge,
You'd be
they were sent to
a
madrasa.
madrasa. Yes.
So this is our attitude as a whole. So this attitude must be changed to, we must go for this third right, how to understand Quran.
And this is why we always say that it is essential to invest in yourself in the institution of ulama, because obviously Islam is a moral anchor, a moral compass. So before we wrap up this segment and go on a short break, we would request our Nathwa here to recite some spiritual verses for us. Ji.
ਸੁੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਸਦੇ ਲੋਕੋ ਸੁੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਸੁੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਸਦੇ ਲੋਕੋ ਓ ਮੇਰੇ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਦਰਦ ਵੰਡਾ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਟੁਰ ਗਏ ਹਾਏ ਓ ਮੇਰੇ ਦਿਲ ਦੇ ਜਾਨੀ ਓ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਰੱਬ ਨਾਵੇਂ ਮਿਲਵਾ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਟੁਰ ਗਏ ਹਾਏ ਓ ਮੇਰੇ ਦਿਲ ਦੇ ਜਾਨੀ ਓ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਰੱਬ ਨਾਵੇਂ ਮਿਲਵਾਵੋ ਓ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਰੱਬ ਨਾਵੇਂ ਮਿਲਵਾਵੋ ਆਉਣਾ ਏ ਜਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣਾ ਓ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਦੱਸ ਜਾਵੋ ਓ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਦੱਸ ਜਾਵੋ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਹਲੇ ਉਹ ਦੂਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਉਹ ਬਸ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਮੋੜ ਲਿਆਵੋ ਉਹ ਬਸ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਮੋੜ ਲਿਆਵੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਵਸਦੇ ਸਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਸਣ ਦੀਆਂ ਜਗ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਤਸ਼ਬੀਹਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਉਜੜ ਗਿਆ ਦਾ ਹਾਲ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਡੀਗਰ ਹਾਲ ਸ਼ਰੀਹਾਂ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ ਮੇਰੀਆਂ ਰਿਮ ਜਿਮ ਲਾਈ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ ਮੇਰੀਆਂ रिम जिम लाई ओ जिवें रिम जिम लाई मीहां सरदार विछोड़े कांटा पाया साडे प्यार नू नौ भी हाँ पतझड़ मौसम लंघ गया माही पतझड़ मौसम लंघ गया माही आप फगण ते शाखां फुटियां बंवरे रक्स करण फुल महकण आ बुलबुल मौजां लुटियां
Welcome back. So we had a very interesting conversation with Abdul Basit Saab. We will continue to uphold such sort of discussions. But Fahim, I would like to ask you one question, right?
Yeah.
So Fahim and I, we essentially share the same school of thoughts, especially when it comes to practicing Islam, and we are really very, and we do not believe in, I mean, mindlessly adopting the Western principles of the Enlightenment. Obviously, when the Islamic thought and the Western school of thought intersect, especially in the fight against racism, obviously that's a win-win. We both support that. But having said so, Fahim, you will find that there are a lot of people, especially because the innovation or the research is coming from the West, you see, and the modernity is linked with the Western Enlightenment ideals. So there is a general, I would categorize it, an apathy or non-seriousness towards the Islam. So how can we tackle this issue? Because this is the question that is constantly nagging me, and I am often asking this question to a lot of people. So I would love to have your thoughts on that.
That's a very pertinent question that you asked, because like today we were having the discussion on the rights of Quran, on the believers.
Yes.
It's just our non-seriousness towards our religion.
Yes.
And that's what's causing all this. That's what
true.
Basically fall behind everybody else in the entire world. Because our religion, if we go delve deeper into it, we'll realize that this is the most modern sort of religion that there is.
True.
And giving rights to everyone, having equal opportunities, and basically what people are demanding these days is all there in Islam, basically. And all we need to do is delve deeper, have good understanding, like Basit Saab was mentioning as well. Now, I would request Okasha Munir, he's an Naat Khan with us, to recite a Naat for us so we can take the program forward. Okasha Saab, kuch suna dijiyega.
पयाम आखिरी है कलाम आखिरी है पयाम आखिरी है कलाम आखिरी है सभी अंबिया का इमाम आखिरी है सभी अंबिया का इमाम आखिरी है वो खत्मुर रसूल है इमामुर रसूल है वो महबूबे बारी दनागे सुबुल है वो खत्मुर रसूल है इमामुर रसूल बारी दनाए सुबुल है नबी मोहतरम है हमारे लिए सब नबी मोहतरम है हमारे लिए सब मगर मुस्तफ़ा का मकाम आखिरी है और नबी मोहतरम है हमारे लिए सब मगर मुस्तफ़ा का मकाम आखिरी है मेरे मुस्तफ़ा सा जहाँ में नहीं ज़मीं में नहीं है आसमां में नहीं मेरे मुस्तफ़ा सा जहाँ में नहीं ज़मीं में नहीं है आसमां में नहीं सरे अर्श अहमद ज़मीं पे मोहम्मद सरे अर्श अहमद ज़मीं पे मोहम्मद ज़मीनो ज़मां में ये नाम आखिरी
Jazakallah, Kashim Neer Saab, Jazakallah. And now we would request Zeba Javed Saiba, आप भी कुछ सुना दीजिए हमें.
बने हैं दोनों जहां शाहे दो सरा के सजी है महफ़िले कौनैन मुस्तफ़ा के हुज़ूर नूर है महमूद है मुहम्मद है हुज़ूर नूर महमूद है मुहम्मद है जगा जगाने उन्वान है सना के लिए मेरे करीम बंदा नवाज तड़प रहा हूँ तेरे शहर की हवा के लिए।
Jazakallah. Jazakallah. That was a wonderful, I would say, the recitation of the Naat, because we felt very spiritual and we want to transcend this spirituality not just in this month of Ramadan, and we would like to carry forward this spirit apart from Ramadan also. So please do remember us in your prayers, our entire team, and until next time, it's a Allah Hafiz. Until next time, it's a Khuda Hafiz.